Bonjour and welcome back. So this week we're going to be jumping into the vlog a little later and we're going to be starting with our French segment. So, this week is the week of love, none other than the Valentine's week. So, today I'm going to make something Valentine coded because French is the most romantic language in the world, right? And there are a series of languages, and they can be divided into two categories. Now, I'm going to go into a bit of a history lesson, but the point being that French is one of the most romantic languages. So, without getting into the history lesson, let's get into the video. So, how many of y'all have seen romantic comedy movies, right? Like, how many of y'all are a rom-com fan? Like, there are a lot of kinds of movies, action movies. There's horror, which I absolutely adore too, by the way. There's rom-com, and I feel like every set of movie category has its own specialty. But there's something about rom-coms, right, which makes us feel magical. So one of my favorite rom-coms would probably be To All the Boys I've Ever Loved. Is like a very famous Lara Jean and Peter Kavinsky series. It's like a trilogy. It's based on a book. There's Twilight Saga, which I've always been a fan of. There's Titanic, which everyone loves, of course. It's a classic. And there's so many more. I mean, I will give a list of all the rom-coms which I recommend seeing. All right. Imagine that you're in your favorite romantic comedy movie or book, okay? But even if you don't have one, imagine that you're in a movie, all right? And your favorite person comes up to you, or even in real life, okay? The wind is blowing, the stars are shining, and you are just there outside with your favorite person, and the last thing he says or she says before you guys leave is Je veux être avec toi pour toujours. What? That means I want to be with you forever. How cute is that, right? And now, how will you say that in French? Je veux être avec toi pour toujours. Such a warm statement. If someone said that to me, guys, I would be on cloud nine. I don't know about y'all. Next, nous sommes faits pour être ensemble. We are meant to be together. The classic dialogue we all love to hear. Nous sommes faits pour être ensemble. Now, both of these phrases I can break it down. So, je is I, v is want, être is to be, and if you all want a more in-depth meaning of this, they are in my previous videos where I do explain grammar, and I always think that learning a language should be fun. So this is one of the fun ways: reading books, hearing fun quotes, being festival themed, or watching movies related to the language you want to learn is always very beneficial. So that's why I came up with this segment. Anyway, je veux être avec toi pour toujours. Veux is want, être is to be, avec is with, toi is you, pour toujours is forever. Okay? Pour toujours. Next, nous sommes faits pour être ensemble. Nous is we, sommes are, faits made, pour être to be, ensemble together. Next, t'es l'amour de ma vie. You're the love of my life. T'es l'amour de ma vie. All right. Next, je t'aime. I like you or I love you. Like mostly I love you. People say je t'aime, and even if they want to say I like you, they'll say je t'aime. I like you or love you. Such a deep bond, and this is all making me like very very happy teared. Anyway, So that was it for some of the romantic French phrases. And if there are any movies which I'd suggest, or any songs to hear, so there's one famous French song which is called, a famous French love song is Love Story by Indila. Indila is a very famous singer, all right, and she presents a story of um, an old couple who's been living forever together, and one of the female leads, or the grandma, is about to die, and how the grandpa feels about it. So he writes a story, and it's presented in French, and it is so good. The vocabulary is so rich. It's like listening to any Shakespeare or any kind of English literature novel. You just listen to that in the form of a song, basically. So I would definitely recommend listening to Love Story by the singer Indila. So another song which I would recommend, which will literally melt your heart, guys, because it melted mine when I heard it, and it's the classic French love song. It's called Amour Plastique, a plastic heart by Video Club. And I guarantee y'all will get super duper emotional and your heart will melt after listening to this song. Song is called Mon Soleil by Emily in Paris, Mindy. Now, if y'all have seen Emily in Paris, then y'all might have heard of the song Mon Soleil. Bonjour, enchanté. Yeah, now do you all remember the song? If you all haven't heard it, I recommend listening to Mon Soleil. The real name of Mindy from the show Emily in Paris is Ashley Park. So I definitely recommend listening to Mon Soleil by Ashley Park. And yeah, that was it for this week's French Valentine segment. If you all know any good other French songs, or anything which you all like, any books, movies which you all which you all would like to recommend, there are many more which I will come up with in the next upcoming videos. I can come up with a whole French book movie rating series. So let me know if you all want that. And yeah, let's move on to the next segment, which is the vlog. All right, so this was the 1st of January, and these were all the places. The temple, the Mocafe, then there was Cafe Alina, and I had gone back into the spring semester. And this semester is honestly kind of more cold than last semester, and the cold is just not going away. The lazy weekend style, the snow, and it's on. I attend classes in between these, and it's honestly quite shocking to see. And of course, the Valentine's themed store is my favorite. It's such a delight to see them.